everybody. I'm Jeff Gluck, along with Kenny Bruce and Chris Johnson. And guys, we're coming to New Hampshire this week, and it's going to be interesting because New Hampshire is a place where, chase kind of starts off, and sometimes the winner of the chase, except for maybe Kurt Busch, I'm not sure they really go on to win the championship. So I kind of got thinking. I was wondering what you guys think of this. Is it more important to win the first chase race, or just to avoid a bad finish that would put you in a big hole? Because it seems to me like those guys that have 30th, 35th place finishes, all of a sudden they get to Dover the next week and they're in they have a huge mountain to climb.
I don't agree with you.
No?
I don't agree with you.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look in 2006 when Jimmy Johnson won his first title, he finished 39th at New Hampshire. So Stewart, the year before when he won the Cup, he finished second. Kurt Busch, as you mentioned, won the race at New Hampshire, went on to win the whole thing. So I think it's imperative that you get a good start. Maybe not necessarily a win, but I think it's important to finish top 5 and get you some momentum going in.
I don't know. I feel like Jimmy Johnson that year is the exception rather than the rule. Most people these days, it seems to me, Kenny, you have to have a pretty strong start. It's more rare now to have a big hole and come back from that. At least the last couple of years.
Well, I mean, if you look at the numbers, only one guy's going to win. So that means 11 guys, they're going to finish behind him.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that they're going to be out of it. But still, I think it's important. I mean, if you could win that race, look at the momentum that it gives your team. I just think it gives you a big step forward on the competition. As far as avoiding a bad finish, I mean, that is important, and it's going to hurt, but, I mean, you can't overcome that.
Yeah, I just feel like, if you look at somebody like Kyle Busch last year, mm-hmm. Somebody on his team made an error, a mechanical error, and that cost him big time. And he was really never able to recover past that. At Dover they had more problems, but once you put yourselves in a hole in the chase and there's pressure to make up even more points than before, I don't know. I feel like
Kyle's team compounded that last year because I think the third chase race at Kansas, they had 3 bad finishes in a row. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. It was 1, 2, 3, and you're basically done.
Right.
So I just think if you can get up.
But you don't want to use up one of your strikes or one of your mulligans in the first race. You need to save it for later.
You're big on the mulligan theory.
Yeah.
Well, it's been golfing a lot lately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Biffle wins the first 2 chase races last year, ends up 3rd in the points. I mean, basically it's just one race, right, out of 10?
Yeah.
But I think if you can go up there and get a top 5 and get it going in the right direction, you're doing good.
Well,
yeah, but here's the thing. You look at 2004, Kurt wins a race, wins a chase. Okay, 2005, Tony Stewart gets involved in a wreck because Robbie Gordon is angry at Greg Biffle and takes him out and inadvertently.
He finished second in 05, Stewart.
In the race?
Yeah.
Okay, bounce back. Throw away 2005. Then the next year, Jimmy had a problem. The next year, I think Kyle had a problem with a carburetor or something like that. I mean, you can have a bad race and come back, but do you want to be going into the next week's race at Dover looking at a huge points gap?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think winning there just would set the tone, and it's going to make everybody else think, okay, we're going to have to do something to beat these guys.
Right. Well, my question is now, is New Hampshire even the place to start this? Because I feel like, wouldn't it be kind of better if we had the Bristol night race start off the chase or something like that?
I think we can all agree on that. I just don't. I don't think New Hampshire's a good place to start the chase, and I think they could pick 5 other tracks that would be better than that.
I just don't feel like there's a lot of atmosphere. As far as the beginning of the playoffs, I don't know how you feel about it, but
well, I think it's a good place to have one of the 10 races.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know, because what really hurts, especially now that they moved to Atlanta, is you go Bristol night race. Mm-hmm. You go to Atlanta, which can turn out to be really good in the coming years. If that race stays there, that'll be really good. Then you go to Richmond.
Right.
You got these 3 night races, lots of action, a lot going on. Then you go to it's tough for anybody. I think if it was, imagine if California was the opening race. I would be crucifying that place. Anybody that's going to be sitting on that one spot is going to have a tough time.
Yeah, you need a big race for that. But, it could be exciting this weekend. We hope it will be. And we hope you'll see us next time on SceneDaily.com.